The night was young when Mama left the imperial palace, the bustling marketplace a kaleidoscope of sights and sounds. Tonight, however, she had no interest in silks or spices. Her prize was far more valuable, a life. She slipped through the labyrinthine alleys, the scent of jasmine heavy in the air, gasps, cries, accusations. It was poisoned, Mama said coolly. But why and how did this person manage to slip the poison past her? Every inch of her being screamed for justice, for vengeance. Still, there were no answers. The peace of the palace was a brittle thing, shattered by the rustle of silk, by the clink of teacups. Mama patrolled the grounds, her eyes sharp, her steps silent. She was a wraith, a specter haunting the halls of the Jade Palace. No smile graced her lips now, only a grin set to her jaw. The joy had drained from her eyes, replaced by a steely resolve. She would find the poisoner, unravel the plot, restore the balance. For the kingdom, for herself, she would leave no stone unturned. But Jinshi was already moving, his steps purposeful, heading towards the inner sanctum where the emperor resided. He would handle this. She knew it, trusted it. But a disquieting thought wormed its way into her mind. Was this a warning? A warning for her? The same question echoed in Jinshi's mind as he stood before the emperor. The delicate balance of the kingdom teetered precariously. Only a trace, enough to paralyze, make her unable to speak. The emperor, normally a picture of imperial composure, was shaken. His eyes, usually gleaming with imperial fire, were clouded with worry. The tranquility of the Jade Palace was a sham. A deadly game was afoot. The question was, who was pulling the strings? And why? And worse, if left unchecked. Jinshi stepped in, his presence like a blade through fog. "Search everyone," he commanded. Now, palace guards moved swiftly, their faces grim. Tension crackled in the air like a drawn bowstring. Trust, once broken, is a fragile thing to repair. The emperor kept a hawk-like eye on his court. Suspicions flared and died. Accusations hung in the air, unspoken but palpable. The atmosphere grew thick with distrust, the smile strained, the laughter hollow. And amidst it all, Mamo stood resolute. She was the emperor's shield, his bulwark against the unseen enemy. And then under a servant's sleeve, they found a tiny sachet. Powdered nightshade. Mama's voice cut through the chaos. That's the decoy. Too obvious. She walked to the tea set. There, in the kettle's spout, was a thin wax coating impregnated with poison that dissolved slowly in hot water. Only a trained eye would spot it. Only a trained killer would use it. She turned to Jinshi. Whoever did this. They're sending a message. And what's the message? He asked. That not even the emperor's favorites are safe. That anyone can fall, silently, elegantly, with a single sip of tea. Her target, Lady Li Hua, the emperor's most favored concubine, awaited her in the tranquil Jade Pavilion. Dawn hadn't broken yet when Malma returned to the rear palace. But something was off. The garden was too quiet. The air too still. Even the birds seemed to hold their breath. Inside, the concubines were gathered for morning tea, an event that usually glittered with idle gossip and half-sincere smiles. But today the room was thick with tension. Each cup trembled as if in fear. Mamo scanned the room. Each cup of tea had already been poured. Fragrant, clear, too perfect, too expected. Her gaze locked on Lady Li Hua, the emperor's favorite. She was just about to sip. Mamo dashed forward, knocking the porcelain cup from her hand. It shattered along with the calm facade of the court. Her heart hammered against her ribs. What she suspected was true. Someone wanted the emperor to know that no one in his harem was safe. He poured the night's intelligence into the emperor's ears. Each word a stone dropped into the still waters of the imperial court. Days bled into weeks, each sunrise hesitant, each sunset uncertain. Yet as the moon waxed and waned, casting long, eerie shadows, she couldn't shake off a growing unease.